So, imposter means who pretends to someone else to cheat others. So here the writer is saying that some landlords are imposters and all his talk about his blue blood is merely the bluff of a rascal. And what they talk about their generation, their old generation is just a fake thing, just a bluff of a rascal. Others, like the priest of the temple, concede that his ancestors were certainly attached to the court of great Mughals, but as sweepers. They are saying that, as like the priest of the temple says, that their ancestors are certainly attached to the court of Mughals, but as sweepers. The landlord, the money lender, and the priest are manifestly jealous of the anyone long ancestry, however, because they have all risen from nothing, and it is obvious from the stately ruins around Khan Azam Khan what grace was once his and his forefathers. So they are just telling that such type of people feel jealousy of other who is having a good old persons in a good position, so they also become a cause to ruin others. Such type of incident is happened with Khan Azma Khan. Khan Azam Khan, who was a very famous, their forefathers are very famous in court, but now his position is changed. Only Khan Azam Khan pride is greatly in excess of his present possessions, and he is inordinately jealous of his old privilege and rather foolish and headstrong in safeguarding every sacred brick of his tottering house against vandalism. Here the writer is saying that only Khan Azam, having only proud with him and some possession, some material of the past, he is in extremely jealous of his old possessions. He's also a foolish man. He just want to safeguard the all the property brick of his tottering house. Means his all property is on sale. He is selling his property one by one. So he just want to save all such things against vandalism. Vandalism means an action to damage private property. Means say he is taking his property and giving him money. So here one more character introduced, that is Azam Khan. Azam Khan's ancestors are very prideful, we can say that they are at a good reputation, but now Azam Khan is not at the same reputation in the village, but he is having the property of his ancestors. He is selling the property day by day. He want to secure or safeguard his property, but no things are there to save his property. Then what he do? See in this lines, Khan Azam Khan happened to go to the moneylender shop to pawn his wife's gold nose ring one morning, and he noticed that the upturning tendency of the hair on Ramanand's upper lip, which made the moneylender goat mustache look almost like his own tiger mustache. Now, Azam Khan is belonged to a good ancestor family, so he's having a tiger mustache. But when he go to moneylender Seth Ramanand with his wife's nose ring to sell it and have some money, but what he observed there, that Seth Ramanand's goat mustache is pointed upwards and it looked like tiger mustache. Since when have the lentil eating shopkeepers become noblemen? He asked surely. He asked Ramanand that now shopkeepers also become the noblemen, means the courtryman who works in court. I don't know what you mean, Khan, Ramanand answered. Now Seth Ramanand's mustaches are looking like Azam Khan mustache. So that's why he could not understand. He is understanding actually, but he don't want to say it in front of Azam Khan. That I don't understand your meaning. You know what I mean. Seed of a donkey, said the Khan. Said Khan says that you know very well. Look at the way you have turned the tips of your mustache upwards. It almost looks like my tiger mustache. Turn the tips down to style proper to the goat that you are. Fancy the air of people nowadays. He just say him to down his mustache and make it a goat mustache, not a tiger mustache. Oh Khan, don't get so excited, said the moneylender, who was nothing if he was not amenable, having built up his business on the maxim that the customer is always right. He just, to cool down the matter, he just says that, Khan, why are you getting so angry? Nothing like that. It just I am becoming rich due to my customers. I tell you, turn the tip of your mustache down if you value your life. Rest Khan Azam Khan. But Azam Khan is in angry mood. He just says that down your mustache. If that is all the trouble, here you are, said Ramanand, brushing one end of his mustache with his oily hand so that it dropped like a dead fly. Come, show me the trinkets. How much do you want from me? Then very cleverly what Ramanand do, he just with his hands just down one side of his mustache and says that give me the jewelry. Trinkets mean jewelry, what you are having and what you want for them. Now that Khan Azam Khan pride was appeased, he was like soft wax in the merchant's sure hands. Now Azam Khan calmed down and he just relaxed. His need and the need of his family for food was great, and he humbly accepted the value which the moneylender put on his wife's nose ring. He accepted the money given by the moneylender, but as he was departing, after negotiating his business, he noticed that though one end of the moneylender mustache had come down at his beast, the other end was still up. So while going from there, after taking the money, he just noticed that Seth Ramanand has only down one point of his mustache, not the another one. Another one is still standing. A strange trick you have played on me, you swine, the Khan said. Khan said that you are playing games with me. I have paid you the best value for a trinket, Khan. Then any money lender will pay in this part, he said. But Ramanand said that I have given you the money according to the trinket, best value for the trinket. Especially in these days when the sarkars of the whole world are threatening to go off the gold standard. He's saying that I have given you the best value for the ornament, as like the government has also threatening the money lender for the decreasing price of the gold. It has nothing to do that with the trinket, said Azam Khan. That nothing to talk about the ornament, but one end of your mustache is still up like my tiger mustache, though you have brought down the other to your proper goat style. He pointed out that why your one mustache is in upper style. Bring that other end down also so that there is no apping by your mustache of mine. He says that you can't copy my mustache, so also down the second point of your mustache. Now Khan, said the moneylender, I humbled myself because you are doing business with me. You can't accept me to become a mere one just become you have pawned a trinket with me. If you were placing some more expensive jewelry, I might consider obliging you a little more. Anyhow, my humble milk skimmer does not look a bit like your valiant tiger mustache. Now, what the Ramanand says that Khan, that I humbled, that I accepted your request when you giving me trinkets to give me ornament. I accept your request. I down my one mustache, but you have to give me more jewelry so that can I oblige you. I follow you. I follow your instructions. And he also says that my milk skimmer mustache, that my goat's mustache does not seem like your valiant tiger mustache. Bring that tip down, Khan Azam Khan wrote. For the more he had looked at the moneylender moustache, the more the still upturned tip seemed him like an effort at an imitation of his own. As he is seeing his moustache, he just thinking that he's just trying to copy him. Now be sensible, Khan, the moneylender said, waving his hand with an imperturbable calm. Now the moneylender just waving his hand in just to calm down him that be sensible, Khan, be incensed. I tell you, turn that tip down, or I shall bring your neck, said the Khan. Khan said that otherwise you will down your mustache or I will bring your neck. All right, the next time you come to do business with me, I shall bring that tip down, answered the moneylender kindly. Cleverly, he said that when you come again to me with some ornaments or with some other property you are having, I will down my mustache. That is fair, said Chaudhary Chotu Ram, the landlord of the village, who was sitting under the tree opposite. So Chaudhary was also sitting there. He said that is okay. To be sure, some peasant chimed in sheepishly. So some peasant sitting there also shouted that it is right. When he again came to you, that time you will down your mustache. Khan Azam Khan managed to control his murderous impulses and walked away. He just controlled himself. He wanted to murder the sage, but he could not quell his pride, the pride of generation of his ancestors who had worn the tiger mustache as a mark of their high position. To see the symbol of his honor imitated by a moneylender, this was too much for him. He went home and fetched a necklace which he had come down to his family through seventh generation and placing it before the moneylender. So what he do? He went home, but his pride was in his thinking about his insult that nobody can imitate his tiger mustache it because he has given it from their ancestors. So what he do when he go back home? He just take one necklace which are to his family from last 7 generation. He place it in before the moneylender. So I think this is enough for today's class. For the next week we will complete this chapter. Thank you and have a great day. And also I am sending you question answer that is solved one. You have to write down into your notebooks and learn them. Thank you and have a great day.